Yo, what's good? Welcome to another episode of Watt Equal Joule. I'll be your host today on this journey. SAB, SAB, the powerologist. And what is Watt equal Joule? In physics, power is the amount of energy transferred or converted per unit time. In the international system of units, the unit of power is the watt, equal to 1 joule per second. Now, before we go into the trailer and break it down, let's first go into this article by Deadline.com with the synopsis of Season 4. STARZ teases that Season 4 will find Tariq St. Patrick and Braden Weston against the world as they form new alliances and find their way back into the game. But when Braden starts flirting with a reckless new lifestyle, Tariq wonders if there really is room for two at the top. Monet finally might have met her maker, but she has no idea who's behind it. Davis, suspended and pending disbarment in the wake of his brother's death, fully embraces the criminal side of his enterprise and finds himself working for both sides. His loyalty depended on whichever will benefit him the most. Faced with the reality that life can end in just a few ways, Effy buckles down on getting out and securing a legit future at Stanford. After last season's betrayal, Diana and Drew questioned their roles in the game and the family business, while Kane sees an opportunity to level up when he starts working for Noma. As Noma fights to establish her business in the States, she also tries to keep a close eye on her bratty daughter, Anya, who is now on Tariq and Braden's radar. With the fate of his future in the game and his family at the forefront, Tariq must reconcile his past to rise to the top of the food chain and become who he needs to be to protect those he loves most. This looks good. Things about to get gritty. We about to see some major changes from the characters of Ghost. The writers are really developing the characters from this last season. Alright, let's get into the first scene of the trailer. We got Tariq and Braden. And it looks like they're meeting up with the new plug for the first time. And the plug is intimidating Tariq and Braden. I mean, look at Braden, man. He looks kind of shook in the background, man. Like he has that real serious face, like, yo, what's going on? And Tariq looks like he's looking around, observing, like, yo, what's the same expression, like, what's going on? But this looks like the first meeting, them meeting with the new plug, and it looks like everybody's just checking out each other before they start business. You know how they do. All right, in this next shot, we got Effy. Looks like she's at a hideout, and she's talking to someone. I think the person she's talking to is some big boss or a plug, but I think this is the person or that big boss or the plug that we've been waiting to know about since we first got introduced to Effy back in the original Power. And I think this is the person who made her do Tariq wrong back in the original Power and got him in a tight situation. And I'm thinking she's coming to see this boss or this person to let them know that she's done and she's ready to go focus on a legit future, and she's not doing this anymore. And looks like we got Kane in the background. Looks like he's here for support and of course backup. And looks like these two are still doing their thing. And beside them, we got like a goon who's probably like a bodyguard or just the protection of the boss or the plug that she's talking to. And from what I'm seeing in the background, I'm guessing from these decorations, this person's probably Latino I'm just guessing. And also, in the background, it looks like there's someone sitting down on the couch. And this could be like probably someone old. Probably the boss's mother, something like that, or the grandmother, but it's probably like an old person that's chilling in the background, observing everything. But from what I'm getting, she's talking to that person, and she's just talking about like she's done, or she's trying to say she's done, and they try to make her do just one more last thing. But I think that she's over here just talking to them about moving on. On this next shot, we got Davis, and he looks like he's in his apartment, and obviously he's on suspension because he's not wearing a suit. Usually when we see him, he's usually wearing a suit because he's like always working, but he's on suspension, and it looks like he just finished having one of those shady phone calls about some dirt that he's probably about to do. And it looks like two things just happened. Either someone is in the apartment with him and they came out of nowhere and kind of surprised him right when he's like about to finish his conversation, or someone had just knocked on the door right when he's like finishing up this conversation. But I mean, you can still say someone could be in the house because I'm looking in the mirror in the background. I kind of see like a face in the reflection, but I could be wrong. But he is having a shady conversation, and something just surprised him. Either a knock on the door or someone just walked in the room. In this next shot, we got Monet and we got Drew, and they at the family business at the bar. Monet is sending out Drew to go take care of something, and Drew, he's walking away. You can tell by his face he don't feel like doing it, and he don't feel like taking any orders from Monet, but he has to because she's running it right now. And look at Monet's face. She's looking at Drew like, this little punk, he better go do what I go tell him to. He better go do what I tell him to go do. And that's just Monet. Monet is going to be Monet, and she's going to be always running things. It is what it is. All right, on this next one, we got Kane. He's chilling at a bar, wearing a suit. He's on a mission. He's on a mission for Noma, and he's out here at this bar at some type of event. And he's here to observe something or check out something for Noma on her next mission or her next plan. Whatever she got going on, he's here to observe something, to figure out something for that next move. And you notice, Obi wasn't in this trailer. So this obviously shows Kane is now the new Obi. Ever since Tariq helped him out with the passports, it looks like Obi's been out, and that's probably all what he needed to get away from Noma. So Kane is the new Obi, and he's out here running missions and basically taking Obi's place. On this next one, I like this shot, man. This shot looks like a portrait that you can hang up in your house or something. It's a nice shot of New York, and we know we in Harlem right now. And to me, well, I'm guessing this is Tariq and Braden. They pulling up on the plug for that first meeting, or they're pulling up to somebody else for the plug. That's what I'm guessing. If not, this could be Effy and Kane pulling up to that spot that we saw in that previous shot. If not, we just got somebody pulling up. But from what I'm seeing, they are pulling up on somebody. This is somebody's hideout in New York and Harlem. They are pulling up on somebody, and something's about to go down. Either a meeting or somebody's about to get killed. On this next one, we got Diana. She's in a church, and it's in the evening. And from what I'm predicting, She's at this church praying because she's about to get into something. And what she's about to get into is about to be big. She's about to make a big power move and really make a stance on her role in the family business. And I mean, just check out the gear, man. Looks like she in baby Monet mode. She got the leopard on and everything. But I feel like on this scene, she's just having a prayer because it's about to go down. She's about to get into something real big. Next, we have Noma, and she's in her office. And she's thinking. She's thinking hard. She's brainstorming. And it got her so stressed out that she got a little something in the cup. Or in the glass, may I say. And something's going on. And what I'm predicting, it's Anya. It's her daughter. And Tariq and Brayden probably have her, or they're getting very, very close. And she's having a hard time with it. And I think it's not just it's because it's Tariq and Brayden, but I don't think her relationship with Anya is the best. It's probably a lack of communication, and she doesn't listen to her mother. So all this is stressing her out, and how it's going to affect her personally and her business. Next, we have Monet. And bruh, this is bad. This is bad. You know something bad has happened. Monet, she's a very, very, very strong character. She don't show weakness. So with her crying and bawling like this, something happened to one of the kids. She hasn't been like this since Z. And I'm going to first start off with who I think did not die. I know it's not Kane. And the reason why I know it's not Kane, because she wouldn't die. She wouldn't cry for Kane like this. And I'm not saying that she wouldn't cry at all for Kane, but it wouldn't be this dramatic of a cry. It'll be more of a cry like, I told that boy. I told that boy. But with this one, I'm gonna give you my three situations of what could have happened. Either Diana died, or Drew died, or even worse, both of them died. But you know they tag teaming this. They tag teaming right now, so they're together a lot, and they're making moves together. So they probably got into something where both of them got messed up. Also, if you can check out, the last two shots were from two women who are in a dangerous business. Both are very strong characters, and both are having issues with their children right now. So just something I just want to bring up real quick. Next, we have Tariq, and he's in a standoff. And from what I'm seeing, Tariq came through ready to kill somebody. You can see him. He has the gun with the gloves on. So he came through ready to assassinate. Now, the person on the other end, I don't think that's a main supporting character from the show, but this is just someone that Tariq needs to come through and take care of. Now, also in this scene, I know Tariq is not going to die in this scene. If someone is going to be shooting, and the worst that may happen to Tariq, he may get shot, but he may get shot in a way where he's going to survive. And as far as the other person, either they're going to survive or they're going to be dead. Either Tariq lets them live, or they're going to be dead. If anyone's dying, it's not going to be Tariq in this situation. Next, on this scene, I was like,
why are you running? Why are you running?
and what's going on? It looks like they had a hotel or something, but they running, and yo, they are running hard. Like they are running for their dear life. Now, what are they running from? It can't be a crew of dudes or a crew of gangsters or something like that, or a crew or something, because I know Drew, he would have been bucking. So what it looks like to me, they're running from a bomb. Something is about to explode, and they trying to get up out of there. That's the only thing I can think of. And you know what? This might be where one of them die, or both of them die. Or let's just hope they just get hurt. But it looks like they're running from a bomb, and something's about to explode. All right, before we go to the next scene, we have to introduce a new character to Power Book 2 Ghosts. We have Michael Ealy playing Detective Don Carter. And let's go into a quick synopsis from Complex Magazine about Detective Don Carter. Detective Don Carter is on track to become police commissioner at the NYPD before his wife is killed in a crossfire between two rival gangs. The violence causes his character to step down from his role in an effort to make the streets safer as part of an elite drug task force. All right, so let's go into the scene. So for what I'm seeing, Detective Carter, he's came up on something. And it looks like he came up on something that's putting everything together. Now, what I'm predicting, one of these rival gangs has something to do with the Tejada family. And the maker for Monet is Detective Don Carter, from what we got in that synopsis from season 4. I'm predicting Monet's maker, and the ones giving Monet a hard time is going to be Detective Don Carter, because he's going to be out here for revenge for the death of his wife. And on this scene right here, I can tell he's out here by himself solo, and he's came up on something that's putting everything together. And he has that look on his face like, is this what it is? It's been this the whole time? And that's why I'm just guessing and predicting. I don't know if his character has already put this together when we meet him on the show, or he's putting this all together during the season. On this next one, we got Tariq and Braden. Looks like this is coming from the same scene from the first shot of the trailer, because they're wearing the same clothes, and they're just dropping off the money that they need to get the drugs from the new plug. On the table with the money, I see a pack of cigarettes, an ashtray, and some dice. Just normal things you'll probably see on a table at a hideout. But this is coming from the same scene where they're meeting up with the plug for the first time. On the next shot, we got someone throwing a cocktail bomb into like a van. This van, it looks like a maintenance van. I think this is a van that could be from that same hotel where we saw Diana and Drew. And this is probably where everything's exploding. Like this could have started this probably started the whole explosion right here. Next, we got Kane and he's in some kind of like underground or underworld fight club type of joint doing some street fighting. And I'm betting you the reason why he's in this fight right now is because he's trying to get some information for Noma. For some reason, he has to go through fighting someone or going through this street fight competition to get some information for Noma. But I think it's dope though. I think it's dope. I mean, Power is like doing some dope stuff with this, man, having Kane going through a street fight to complete a mission. So I think it's dope. On this next one, we got Tariq, and Tariq is on an assassination mission. Like he's in this shot, and whoever's on the other end of that barrel, it is no bueno, because this is him out on the kill. I mean, silencer with the gun, with the glove. Come on, man. He's out for assassination now. Also, check out the outfit though. Check out the outfit though. Who does this remind you of? Yes. Yes. Scully, tracksuit, gun, gloves, silencer. Classic Ghost. Classic Ghost. This is what Ghost will rock when he's ready to go on the assassination mission. And now last, we got Tariq at Club Truth wearing the classic Ghost-like suit. This is very similar to the last scene for Ghost in Power. Now, there is a difference. Only one difference between these two shots though. With Tariq in the trailer shot, you see him turn his head towards his left. Now, from original Power, Ghost had turned his head to the right. Now, in photography and also in writing in the West, which we call like the United States, we read from left to right, which is the direction that corresponds in our minds to move forward or the future. And right to left is backwards or like in the past. And this is like a technique that they use in photography and, writing with like models and characters. When that model character is facing to the right, they're going forward or either in like the direction of the plot. And the characters who are like facing towards the left are reminiscing or being unproductive to the plot or facing an obstacle. I think this is what they're trying to show us, the differences of Tariq and Ghost, where Ghost was, on plot, on plan, and Tariq, who we know he doesn't want to be like his father anyway. So he's going to do it differently. But I guess when Tariq does it, it's kind of unproductive, and he makes it harder for himself, which causes an obstacle. And maybe that's what they're trying to produce to us when they're showing us this shot of Tariq. Another thing is there's lots of people saying there's a person walking up in the background of him, and lots of people are saying that it's Ghost. I don't think it's Ghost. I don't think Power Book 2 Ghost will have Ghost in the trailer like that. I mean, I think that's a little bit too much. But there is somebody in the background, and who it is in the background, I think it's a female character. And I think that female character is Lauren. I think that's Lauren coming up in the background. That's my prediction. That's my guess. If it's not Lauren, it is some other female character from the show. Because from what I can see in that little slight shot, it looks like a female wearing one of those women suits, kind of like oversized, baggy like. That's what I see. And on the last note, even though this is going to be the final season of Power Book 2 Ghosts, these 2 parts are going to be 10 episodes each. Now, we know a regular season of Power is usually around 10 episodes. So, if they're breaking this final season into 2 parts, and both parts are 10 episodes, that second part to me is pretty much the 5th season. Call it what you want to call it, but it's really 5 seasons. Alright, Joe. So that's everything you miss in Power Book 2 Ghosts final season trailer. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit the like button. If you enjoyed the channel, don't forget to subscribe. In the comments, leave me your thoughts, your predictions on what you see that is going to happen on this final season of Power Book 2 Ghosts. This is SAB, the Powerologist. Easy.